We have a long-time love affair. I fell in love with you the first day I saw you there at the Slave Theater and had the opportunity to share with you that message on African people and European holidays of mental genocide. And we have been that way ever since. This is a family that is so dear to me in so many wonderful ways. And I thank you for having me out here again tonight. I want to give thanks and praise to our Creator, revealed to all and known by many names, and of course to all of our positive African ancestors who are legion, and especially those who put their life on the line and those who even gave up their lives, the most sacred blood that has ever been shed. For the most sacred thing in the world is the mental, spiritual, and physical liberation of African people. There is nothing more sacred than that. And they have paid the supreme price. So it is in their honor that we say in the words of the last poets, blessed are those who struggle. Oppression is worse than the grave. It is better to live and die for a noble cause than to live and die a slave. It's in those lines, their honor. Thank you, UAM. Thank you for all of the wonderful work that you're doing that's not only known here in the Big Apple, but it's known everywhere I travel in the world. Somebody somewhere knows about what you're doing here. And you're very greatly respected for what you do. And as you know, I have the highest honor and love for my brother in the war, a man that ain't afraid of nothing, that's right, that will go up against anything. And he's one that in prayer one day it came to me, this man is a general. One of the problems that people have with this man, he's a general that's so precise. Brother Clemson Brown and I were talking about that one day. See, one of the problems that folk have with Alton is that kind of soldier that puts you on point and keep you on point all the time. He will not let you relax. He will not let you step off the point. He puts you on duty and you better be there. He don't play with you. He'll call out anybody. I don't care who it is. And I appreciate that. And he is a general because he's able to deploy troops. All right. And he does it so well. And I have the greatest respect for him. And as I told him before, and I tell him here in the presence of the Creator, in the presence of our ancestors, in the presence of all y'all, all you got to do is call. That's right. And I'm right there, just like Roy. Roy, no, all he got to do is call. He ain't got to explain to me what he wants. Don't have to explain that, because Roy Canton is there for everybody. Everybody. You get in trouble, here come Roy Canton. If Roy hear about it, he gonna do everything he can about it. Those are two people in this world, they can call me, I don't care where I am, I'm coming. And they don't even have to tell me why. You don't have to call, I don't need to know. All I need to know is you need me, and I'll be there, and I'm thankful for that. You know, to have that kind of soldiery, that kind of fellow warrior like that. I mean, you ready to die, do whatever you got to do. Because that's the greatest gift you can have, to know that you walk in with brothers and sisters like that, just got your back. And you got their back. And so I'm thankful for that. I want to get right on into the message tonight because I know time is winding down, but you know I always have to do a black nationalist commercial because that is what I am. That is what I will be until the day I leave here, and when I leave here, I will still be a black nationalist freedom fighter. It is the only logical thing that I can think of being. It's the only thing I'm comfortable with, Clemson. And sometimes it ain't so comfortable, but I'm comfortable with it in my spirit. I want to thank you, each and every one of you, from the bottom of my heart. My family thanks you for all the support you've given to my brother-in-law, Mumia. And I also want to thank you for every book and every tape that you purchased. I sometimes don't know if you know just how powerful a move that is. You say, oh, well, I'm spending a few dollars here. No, it isn't. It goes a long, long ways. And it enables us to do our scholarship. And just like Alton say, don't know white folks write our checks. We say what the Spirit tells us to say. Or we say it anyway, because we don't blue jobs and everything anyhow. But nobody can tell us what to say but the people. The only people that we work for is the people, and that's because the people support us. So I want to thank you I couldn't even get the books out the box tonight, and I appreciate that. Y'all leaped on me. It was all right. I had a piece of chicken bone in one hand and a pen in another, but that's all right. And I want you to leap on me some more. Tonight I'm going to be out there with my special signing pen. You heard about it. I only have a few copies of God, the Bible, and the Black Man's Destiny left. I don't think we're going to be able to get any more printed for about a year now because everything has to go into this new book. I think I'm within 2 chapters of finishing it. I have a few copies of African People and European Holidays of Mental Genocide and just a few tapes. Many things I'll touch on tonight. I can't go into detail, but you will find them discussed in detail and with the right references and information on the tapes. You know those tapes are full 90-minute tapes. Every inch of them have information on them. So brothers and sisters, thank you for what you have done. Thank you for what you're going to do. And please don't let me leave here with nothing tonight. Everybody called me today about everything. And I promised them, I said, well, wait till I go up to UAM and come back. I may be able to straighten you out. So we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you for your kind indulgence on that. Let's get into the message now. How y'all doing? There's a lot of power and energy up here. Sister Camille, with all that powerful Queen Mother energy done laid it up here. The youth we brought up here. And you know the ancestors really had their hand on Alton tonight. They had it on him so tough he couldn't stop. Couldn't stop going, and he put it right where it belonged, in the hands of them pork-chop, mealy-mouthed, chicken-leg preachers. All right. We're going to tonight discuss our topic, which is overcoming, because they are purveyors of, aiders and abettors of the genocide of the Holocaust of these slave religions. And we got to get right down to it. I ain't playing with it no more. I'm not even going to try to be diplomatic anymore. I've tried to be tolerant. I've tried to be diplomatic. It's not working. I'm going to say this to you. You might get angry with me. I might not sell any books and tape, but that's a chance I'm going to have to take. That's a chance I'm going to have to take. Let's face the hardcore reality. Christianity as we know it is a slave religion, and so is Islam. Now, nobody y'all not gonna like that. Some so-called Islamic brothers have threatened my life behind saying, I said, well, how do you think you're gonna threaten my life? I'm in the hands of the greatest power. You say you know Allah, obviously you don't. I'm in the hands of Allah. You can't take nothing from me. He won't let you take. And if you take my life, you haven't done anything. So I don't care about that. I tried to dance around and be nice to this one, be nice to that one, but it is not working for us. Our condition is not transformed, and it is late in the 20th century, moving towards the 21st century, and we are dancing backwards. And one of the reasons we're dancing backwards is because we are beholding to a slave religion. And it has committed a Holocaust on us. Now let's deal with it.
Right. Make it plain. Make it plain. Kick butt. All right.
In the neighborhoods where you have the most churches is where you have the most downtrodden conditions. Genocidal and Holocaustal conditions taking place. That's a reality. And just don't get all emotional about it. That's real. Very real. But you always saying this, you're tearing down everything we have, and you ain't giving us nothing in place of it. But I'm going to try to give you something tonight. But my job is to put the axe to the tree.
All right. Chop, chop. All right.
When we talk about Holocaust, we're talking about, as the dictionary says in the English language, wholesale destruction and loss of life, especially by fire. And y'all go in these churches and jump up and down and shout and be full of fire, be burning your butt up. Come back to the same condition. Another one is a great or complete destruction. I like that. Complete destruction or devastation. It's from the Greek word holocaustos, meaning burnt whole. burn alive, burn up, eaten up. Destruction. That's exactly what it means. I want to read here from one of my colleagues, Dr. Ivan Van Sertelman, that work, Blacks in Science, Ancient and Modern Times, where he talks about Holocaust here, because we need to get this thing straightened out. I don't know how far I can go. You all let me know. I got a whole bunch of notes. You know how I do. I'll pray, the Creator give it to me. I'll try to write it all down. I may cover it, I may not. I don't know what I'm going to snatch out here tonight, so y'all be with me. We'll move with the Spirit. But we keep hearing about these so-called Jews talking about the Holocaust. They're even talking about what? Getting a patent on the word. If there is a the Holocaust, there is only one people whom that can be applied to historically, because no other people have ever experienced destruction mentally, physically, and spiritually like this people has experienced. That's historical. We ain't taking nothing from somebody. We already have it. This is what he says. No human disaster. No what?
Human disaster.
None. That means when it says no, that means what?
None.
No comparison. None whatsoever. With the exception of the flood, and I'm going to take issue with that, but say if that biblical legend is true, no, doctor, it isn't true. Can equal in dimension or destructiveness the cataclysm that shook Africa. We are all familiar with the slave trade and the traumatic effect of this on the transplanted black, but few of us realize what horrors were wrought on Africa itself. Vast populations were uprooted and displaced. Whole generations disappeared. European diseases descended like the plague, decimating both cattle and people, and cities and towns were abandoned. Family networks disintegrated. Kingdoms crumbled. The threads of cultural and historical continuity were so savagely torn asunder that henceforth one would have to think of two Africas, the one before and the one after the Holocaust. And we, the stunned survivors. The African genius, however, was not to remain buried forever. 5 centuries later, archaeologists digging among the ruins began to pick up some of the pieces. That's the true Holocaust. And one of the things that has perpetuated it is not because the white man was smarter than us, because he isn't. I have never met a white man that was smarter than me. I don't care what he is. I don't care if he's rocket scientist. I don't care what he is. I have never met one smarter than me. Like I watched a white boy playing the saxophone. He had the notes, but there was something missing. He played all the notes right, but something was missing.
No spirit. No spirituality.
So how you gonna be smarter than me? I don't care what he knows. Because once I get to know it, I'm gonna have it in a way he never could have it, or understand or comprehend it. So there is none of them that are superior to me. I am superior to everyone I ever meet, because I know his history so well, and I know who he is, and he can feel me the moment I get in his presence.
That's right.
He understands that. I don't have to say a word. I can even be trying to be nice,
Get nervous.
and he can pick up on it.
They get nervous. They get nervous.
They certainly weren't braver than us. We, the red man, other people fought hand-to-hand combat. This dude's just a coward. He had to stand behind something and shoot at people. An extension of something that he did not possess, as Dr. Francis Wilson tells us, sufficiently. As he dealt with his trauma of psychosexual maladjustment.
Come on.
And ambiguous sexual dimorphism.
Oh, boy, lay it on him. Get a blow.
How was he able to? Yes, Dr. Chancellor Williams, peace be upon you, that great and grand scholar, tells us that he would attack us time and time again. He would attack and come back a century later and And the same civilization that he attacked a century before was not only rebuilt, but was greater than the one he hit the first time. Say, how do niggas do that? Because he didn't understand he was dealing with gods and goddesses. He didn't know that. At first he did because he fell down and worshiped them. That's what Rogers tells us. All of the Greek gods and goddesses were from Africa. That's what white man always does.
All right.
They are God's historian, the father of European history, maybe. But certainly not the father of world history. He knew what he was dealing with, but he said there's something about them that is an impetus that drives them, and you just can't seem to thoroughly defeat them. What is it? And Dr. Williams said he finally woke up to it one day. It is their religion. But religion was more than just a system of doctrines and beliefs and creeds. It was for us, as Dr. Williams tells us on page 1 in The Rebirth of African Civilization, a way of life, which gave us a mandate from the heart and center of the universe to accomplish everything. I said what? Everything on a grand scale. We didn't do any half-stepping. To be mediocre was a sin against the Almighty. The African did not know anything about mediocrity until he was invaded and his mind was distorted by a demon. So therefore, if we are accepting mediocrity in anything, and I detest it. People can't stand me sometimes. Say, I'm not going to movies with you no more. I'm not watching TV with you no more. All you ever do is complain about everything. See, I can't stand mediocrity. The music is mediocre. Everything we do nowadays is mediocre. Everything. And when you are in mediocrity, you are not connected with the Creator. Now you can holler and shout about God all you want to, but you ain't there. Because the Creator was in you and you were in contact with the Creator, you would not tolerate the conditions under which we live. You change it. Well, nobody have to tell you to go fight. The power of the universe would be in you. And you couldn't stand it. You couldn't stand injustice. You couldn't stand unrighteousness. You'd have to fight. You couldn't do anything about it. It'd be like fire. Like Jeremiah said, fire! Shut up in my bones. And you'd have to move. So we are not connected with the Creator. Let's deal with that. The Creator has been merciful and answered some prayers. Because He loves us. She loves us. But we ain't in contact. Because if we were in direct contact, we would overthrow this puny nothing, as Dr. Satnek calls it, mass of protoplasm, that underdeveloped mass of protoplasm. We overthrow this bone. In a minute. Black man knew his Creator. He would never be afraid of anybody or anything. He'd take his gun and make him eat it.
Wow.
Talking about shoving something up the behind. They really got something with that behind, ain't they? Should tell you something. That's very deep in them. I know you don't want to hear this, but I ain't cutting no slack on this. I ain't cutting no slack. Until you see him for what he is and deal with him for what he is, you will always be under his control. You keep on trying to love him. Go ahead. And I tell you, the more you love him, the more you're going to hate yourself. That's plain and that's it. So when black folks come down to me talking about, oh, Brother Shaka, you too hard. We got the law. We can't hit you. Say, no, just wait for me with that. Because you hate yourself. And you're going to hate yourself even more when you love him. If you can love somebody that's done all this damage, and is continuing to do all this damage, and threaten to do even more, you can love that. You don't care nothing about yourself. And I don't need to be around that kind of vibration. Don't want that kind of energy around me. I love you, brother. I love you, sister, but you got to get your punk behind away around me. I only walk with walkers. I don't walk with no faggot ass niggas. And he knew that he had to mess with that thing that inspired us, which was our religion, which is more important, our spirituality, our connection with the Creator. He said, the only way I'm going to get in there is I got to get in there and break that bond they have with their Creator. And we like fools, listen up now. Some of this you may have heard before, but hey, the gray hair give me the right to repeat. We were told time and time again, do not let this man in the land.
All right.
Do not teach this man anything. For everything you teach him, he will use it to destroy you and the world.
Well,
Salome came to the high priest of Kemet and said, we Greeks want to study with you. The high priest laughed and said, you are but a child. If we teach you these things, you will only destroy us, the world, and yourself. And in the days of Ahmes II, around 525, when the Persians had invaded our land, they began to allow the Greeks to come in and to set up and study under our great teachers and masters of science in that day. And there was the beginning of the end for us. Every time we let them in. Oh, that's so hateful. Brothers and sisters, look around the world. Every place that he's been let in, look what has happened. And then we let them get into our spiritual craft. And that was it. They could only pervert it because they could not understand the Creator. They were not connected with the Creator. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say this to you, and I know everybody going to be mad with me now. There is a question among us who are scientific in our analysis of things as to whether the white boy even fits into the human race or not. Listen up. Oh, and they love. Well, you know, all people have done wrong, and you all were enslaving one another in the red man. Yes, we have, but we didn't make it our full-time religion.
all right. All right.
And this is your life. I study your history. I see that's all you ever did was kill each other. If you hadn't found us to mess with you, we would have ripped you to kill each other off. So this is your way of life. Don't put that on me. Yeah, we did some wrongs and we got to deal with that, but that ain't none of your business. This is among bloods. And blood is sticking in water. So, but you ain't going to use that as an excuse for what you did. And then when we get into the scientific aspects of, they have Rockefeller heads and we have Ishakamusa heads and blah, 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 blah. And when you get into osteology, well, when you start studying birds, or when you start studying any type of animal species, any variance makes it what? A different species. And you got over 100 different variances between white folks and black folks, and y'all think about what I'm talking about. Color is only skin deep. You don't understand science. Study them very carefully. He can only act like what he is.
Devil. Rinsed out.
Even the good ones that try to do good, and there's some who do,
What good one?
eventually their self catch up with them,
All right.
or the others do, or they can do any real good. So he says, I have to get in there and mess with their religion. So when he brought us here, because I can't go through all the historical aspects, I got to cut some of it short, right? Check some of it in the tapes and books. But when he brought us here, the first thing he had to implant in us was a plantation theology. I know you've heard me say it before. But that's one of the first things. He had to teach us to worship him.
Right.
So he separated us from God. And we haven't been worshiping the Creator ever since. Because you'll stand up in church and make all these big claims, all these moral claims, and you go out there and I don't care what white folks tell you to do for money, you're going to do it. To keep that job, you're going to do it. So you're not serving the Creator. Y'all still with me? Let me see if I can get on through this now. I'm trying to cover 5 major points on this as we talk about the Holocaust of a slave religion. When somebody else comes and redefines religion for you or gives you their idea about God or religion, that is a captor giving his concept or idea to a captive. That cannot be good for the captive. Oh, I know you've heard it before, but there's never been a time when a captor has taught a captive anything that would free him. I just want you to remember that. Remember that. Now, what time has anybody who's enslaving another body taught that body something that would do other than help them serve them better? Can you give me an answer? If you can't, call it out from the audience. Can you give me one?
No.
It's 5 points on dealing with this Holocaust of a slave religion. We got to hit this and hit it hard. We got to hit it and hit it hard. And you're afraid to hit it because you're afraid God won't strike you with lightning. If you don't believe in the legend and the myth and the lie, if you don't believe in that white man.
All right.
First major step, I'm going to call them off and then we'll try to deal with them one at a time, is we have to have a massive overhaul of our way of thinking. A massive overhaul. Brother Malcolm said it so beautifully. We have to unbrainwash our whole race of people, starting with yourself first. That's why I don't let nobody get away with nothing. Linguistics is most important. That's what Dr. Williams taught me, peace upon it. Stop calling Chocolate City or Barnacle City, Washington, D.C. It is not. I refuse to call anything by the name of that dog. It's Barnacle City, because it wasn't for Benjamin Barnacle. So start calling it that from now on. And Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is Richard Allen City.
All right.
Baltimore and Baltimore no more. We met and we renamed it there. The conscious Africans as Tubman City.
Oh.
So you start getting with that because that's important. Brother Geronimo said, redefining our own reality.
Yeah.
We must do that. There's that Bible text that says, be ye transformed by what? Renewing. You've got to change your way of thinking. And I know, one of the most important parts of this warfare, and it's the hardest part of it, I believe, is you got to be constantly on guard mentally.
That's right.
I swear, that really beats you up. You got to be constantly on guard. And then that's why people don't want to be around it, because you can't have fun. I'm sitting there looking at it, I'm laughing like everybody else, and I said, wait a minute, they just insulted me. Or in the commercial, he got this black woman with this white man over there off in his face. They got this black man with this white woman on it. Oh, it's just a combination, it's just a picture. No, it ain't. Then they get mad with me. We have to, in redirecting our way of thinking, use the presently revealed African-centered information to deprogram ourselves. We have to deprogram. You have to first remember this. We must remember that we are psychologically ill, each and every one of us.
That's right.
Psychologically ill.
Right.
For if we were not, we would not be ruled here another day. Not another day. Oh, I know you've heard it before, but it's so beautiful and it's so profound. The Honorable Marcus Garvey said, if 400 million, that's what it was then, it's upwards of 2 or 3 billion a day. Africans could get to know themselves. To know that in them is a sovereign power and an authority that is absolute. Within the next 24 hours, he said, we'd have a new race, a new nation, a new empire. Not from the will of others to see us rise, but from our own will and determination. And that takes a what? A mental process. So you got to realize we are ill. So if you're ill, you've got to surrender to the treatment program. And the treatment program is African centricity. That's what it is, African centeredness. You have to, why does everything have to be black?
Yeah.
And the darkest Negroes will ask me that.
What it is. What it is.
The prettiest niggas will ask me that.
What it is.
Why it got to be black? Come here.
That's why.
Well, why are you fighting so hard? Look at you, look at me. Look what they did to me. And I ain't got no reason to be mad. And you ask me to forgive?
What it is.
You light-skinned niggas, yeah! I come out of pretty family, but everybody in there was dark, pretty, chocolate. That's why I can't get enough of my chocolate woman. Can't get enough.
Please don't rub off.
I'm getting mine back. The second major step we must take in overcoming the Holocaust of a slave religion. Are we agreed that Christianity and these religions brought to our land by foreigners that Dr. Clark talks about, are we agreed in here that they're slave religion?
Yes.
Because they're all enslaved. Don't tell me about Islam and all that. It started out good, but once it became a state religion, it became a religion of conquest, and it came into our land, and it conquered us and weakened us for those Europeans when they came. Brothers, well, Islam, yes, it happened. That brother, face that. Now, I know some fine Muslim brothers that are revolutionary, and they understand that they're Africans first and Muslims second. I know some fine Christians who understand that they're African first and Christian second.
All right.
Johnny Youngblood understands that he's an African.
Yes.
Khalid Muhammad knows that he's an African first.
Oh, yeah.
And a Muslim second. Eric Muhammad.
All right.
And they will jump up and try to defend. We'll go and visit these lands in the Sudan where they're doing all this dirty stuff, committing sodomy on black men every day, raping black women every day. They come back and say, well, our Islamic brothers.
Oh, my God.
If you put Islam over us, if you put Jesus over us, if you put Moses over us, if you put anything over us, you are our enemy. And until you get that straightened out, that's what you are. Now, we'll try to reach out to you. We'll try to help heal you because we love you. You're our family. But we are not going to trust you. Because we can't. Because your allegiance is not to us. Got to be clear on that.
Make it plain.
So that second major step is that black folks, you heard me say it before, what? Need to stop worshiping the white man and start serving the Creator. Because you're not serving the Creator. I'm going to tell you that text again, you heard it. I made you to be the head. You to be what? Above him and not beneath. Your butt is on the bottom. So you're not serving the Creator. That's that simple. Just when you wake up tomorrow morning and your behind is still on the bottom, say, Lord, I'm not serving you. Show me how to serve you. Because your preacher ain't showed you, your imam ain't showed you, your rabbi, none of these people have showed you. None of them have showed you. Because you're not serving. When you're serving, it's when you're about the business of transforming your community. If you've done it unto the least of these, my brethren, you have done it unto me. Every brother and sister who you care about and look out for, then you're doing the work of the Creator. Y'all with me? These are simple spiritual principles, yet they are profound. For if you practice them, they will transform you. They will transform your community, and they will transform the race. But they must be put to practice. You mouth them all the time. Preachers get up and moan them all the time. And you say amen. Get up off the scratch. But you don't internalize those principles. Those principles are not Christian. Those principles are not Muslim. They're not Judaism. They are ancient African principles that came with the soul of the African millions of years ago. And have been around all that time. And as long as we practiced them, we were invincible. That's when we broke them. Oh, brother, it can't be that simple. Yes, it is. White folks complicate everything. Because they don't understand it. Now they got you not understanding. Thirdly, we must divest ourselves of and stop supporting a plantation theology. We have to stop supporting it altogether. Well, how can you get these preachers to teach what you teach? Stop paying them.
Whoa. Simple.
Simply because a thing has been proclaimed so long doesn't make it true.
That's right.
I woke up one morning and I was so distraught. This book I'm working on now just has me, I can see preachers Sunday morning now calling me the devil and everything. And what was that cat that did that thing on the Muslim Rise? Yeah, that's that. I'm the next one. I don't care.
Black Russian. Salmon Russian.
Because I'm putting it down. I ain't playing with it. And I can hear him doing it. And I'm saying, Lord, why you got me messing with something that people been believing in for the last 1,500 years? How we going to change that? I can't change that. And the Lord spoke to my heart. That's clear, you fool. You can't change nothing. But I'm changing it, and you gonna do this or else. Okay? You got it, Lord. Solid. And that's how it is. But it has to be changed. People keep asking, how you gonna change something like that? Has to be. We will not survive until the 21st century with this same plantation, dark ages theology. Christianity has to be reassessed. All of it has to be reassessed and called out for what is. It is a legend. It's a mythology. If Jesus were alive today, he wouldn't understand a damn thing you were saying up in them churches. And he'd wonder who the hell you were talking about. Because you sure wasn't talking about his fine black stuff. Who that y'all got up to?
A drunken cousin of Michelangelo.
Who's that hippie up there? Louse-ridden hippie.
Word up.
It just is not wise to believe in a religion simply because it's there. Or because it's all you've ever known. It is not intelligent to do that, brother and sister. Well, you're talking about man's knowledge, carnal knowledge, God's knowledge. Fool, shut up. The one who mistaught you deals with carnal knowledge all the time. In order for you to get a job, you got to have some carnal knowledge.
Lick Willie.
You go up there to the job with your application and say, I know my Bible.
Bend over. Bend over.
I'm on a job as a computer technician and I got my Bible with me. See how far you get. So y'all talk all that mess until it come down to the everyday facts of survival of life. Then you get right with the white man program. You know the happenings. You know the reality. Y'all still with me?
Yeah.
You mad yet? Austin, I'm trying to make everybody mad now. I'm going with you, Austin. We'll make everybody mad. And I cover this a lot on the tapes and in the books, the fact that originally Eurocentric Christianity was invented. It was what?
Invented.
Jesus no God had nothing to do with it.
That's right.
Jesus had been dead for several hundred years when these crackers decided to put out a thing called Christianity. And it was invented to pacify and control simple minds. What kind of minds? Simple minds. So if you still find what you are simple-minded people, if that's plain text, your simple mind up in a church, put all your money in it, all fine, the preacher living good, everybody living good, and you come back and live in the condition. Yeah, you simple. And we gotta call it right out what it is. I love you, but you're simple. And I'll help you to get unsimple if you let it. But until you do, I'm gonna still call you what you is. Just all simple. You know, friends don't mess around with each other. People love each other, don't mess around with each other. You go, no, friend, you simple something. What's wrong with you? Where you get that simple stuff? We make each other straighten it up. So I'm your friend. And I can can talk to you like that because I love you. Because I tell you, if I didn't love you, I'd go to the mountaintop and let y'all have it. Say, white man, you win. You did the best mind job anybody ever did. I can't do that with it. Every time I try to tell them about it, they jump on me. You got it. I'm going to the mountaintop and play with my woman for the rest of my life. But she ain't going though. She want to stay out there and fight. So I'm going to stay out there and fight too. Now today we must manifest a more sophisticated and enlightened way of thinking. Don't be afraid to think. The greatest gift you've ever had was your mind. Take it back. Take it back from Jesus. Take it back from Muhammad. Take it back from Moses. Take it back from all that. Take it back and put it in the hands of the one, the divine intelligence of the universe, however you understand that. The one that gave it to you. But take it out of the hands of all them things. Now, I know that's going to put a lot of people out of whack. A lot of Negroes that do nothing but read a few Bible texts and then they'll become reverend, so on, so on, reverend, so on. You question the Negro and he tell you can't question God. And I said, nigga, when did you become God? If you God, get this white man on my behind. And if you God, just do what Jesus did. Just feed everybody. Heal everybody. Don't put on a stage show on television. Do it. Walk through the neighborhood and just touch people. So you can do that. You don't know nothing. You ain't about nothing. And you ain't into nothing. Sum it all up, you ain't nothing. This is a serious life and death issue. I may be going about it in a comical way, but this is very serious. You are going to have to alter your way of thinking. You have to let go of the plantation theology. You have to let go of it. But it's all I know. I don't know nothing. Learn something. Those of us who understand, we know that we cannot afford to mess around with you on this anymore. Just a few more things. You still with me?
All the way.
Fourth, you must believe in the force of the Creator in you. You know, one of the questions that come up so often, well, if I don't believe in this, what am I going to believe in? What are we going to do? Believe in yourself. Believe in the Creator that is in you. Believe and just look at the sun, the moon, the stars. Just look at the universe. That's a lot to believe in. Ain't no religion can contain that. That's the sum total of life. Believe in the energy in the midnight hour when you connect right with your woman or with your mate. That's God in the midst of you. Believe in that, in the sanctity and purity of that. But don't panic and say, if I don't believe in this lie, if I don't believe in this fantasy, what am I going to do? You have to believe in reality. We have to confront it. We have to understand that we can shape and inform that reality into what we desire it to be, that we hook our desires up with the divine creative force in the universe that set the cosmic plan into motion in the first place. Go to Mother Nature and study her well. Study life, and then you will come to know your Creator. And in coming to know your Creator, you will divest yourself of all of these things that have been between you, that veil before. When you let go of all of this, you now are standing naked before your Creator. There's nothing between you and the Creator, and you are confronted at last with the Almighty. And once you stand face to face before the Almighty will embrace you and infuse you mentally and spiritually with the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding that you need. will lead and guide you to where you should be, what books you should read. Do you know what I'm talking about? Can you identify with that? So the people you should be around and you should work with, and even now down to the mate in your life, will lead you every step of the way. But you got to get these go-between the middleman out of there. That's right, you got to get rid of the middleman. That's wasted money. That's a bad investment. And how the hell you keep investing in something that you don't get a return on in the first place? Strange. Very strange. You still with me? I got so much stuff here, I'm trying to separate it out. Literally, countless millions of people have been duped and often forced. We were forced at first. You got to realize, any religion that you have to come to a people and force them to accept, it cannot be from the Creator. That's the first thing you have to add. Islam was forced. Christianity was forced. All of it was forced on us except our indigenous religion. Now, if it's good and it's from the Creator, why does it have to be enforced on you? So that should have made you suspicious of it from Jump Street. Often forced by violence to believe in a myth that was concocted by a certain group between 2,000 and 1,500 years ago to meet the needs of their particular economic purposes at the time. That's all it's good for. That's all it's good for. Go back to these churches and say to them, if you don't stop and change your direction, I will not come here anymore. I will not support you anymore. If you don't have this church door open more than prayer meeting night and Sunday to pick up the money, if you don't have this church door open with the people who are hungry to come in, if you don't have this church door open with clinics to treat the sick, if you don't have this church door open with cots in the basement for people to stay there, they got nowhere to stay. If you don't have this church door open to have training programs for professional black people to come in here and teach people to get ready to better take care of themselves, if you don't have this church door open to teach people the knowledge of money and economics so that we can control all of the businesses in our community, you're going to have to shut this area down. You start making that demand on the church. You start stirring up other black people to make that demand on the church, and these niggas start losing, have to preach to them empty pews and see won't they straighten up. White man said, well, Reverend so-and-so always came down here. He's reelected. Leave me alone. I've lost my church. They'll do it too when they lose their congregation, and then they start building some housing and want to boast about it. We built some houses. Got all that money in them white banks. Ain't doing nothing.
Talk about it.
Oh, brother, you keep harping on this so much. Believe in that power within you. And the fifth point is we must truly make the liberation of African people here and everywhere, mentally, spiritually, and physically, the most sacred thing in our lives. There is nothing no more precious than this, brothers and sisters. And you must rid yourself of all fear. What good is it to fear? They might come and get me, they might kill me, they might do it anyhow.
They're doing it anyway. Only a matter of time.
The only safety that a person under attack has, the only chance they have is to fight back. But they certainly don't have a chance if they succumb. They certainly don't have a chance if they bow down and let their enemy continue to beat up on them and roll over. And let him continue his perversion on them, and that is what they do.
All right.
And they do it psychologically.
Yeah.
In order for a Negro to keep his job, he got to psychologically bend over. The man ain't gonna do that. I know we've talked about this before. I know this. But I tell you, brothers and sisters, I'm closing out. The time is running out. And I want to give you some time to come to the table and talk to Sister Lydia, and I want to give you some time to, but you may want to do question and answer. I don't know, but I'm close out here in a minute. But I tell you something. We are not suffering from an economic condition. How the hell are you going to be suffering from an economic condition? You're worth over $600 and something billion. I mean, how is that? All other black people in the world think we rich.
We are.
Everybody think we rich. You got cars, you got telephones, you got a lot of people only have telephones, don't have lights. Sneakers. You got all that stuff. They think we're rich.
Fingernails.
Think all that. You got you can get your fingernails done, you can do all that. Change your hair every week if you want on $100 a while. So we really don't have an economic condition. I know some of us don't have that. I understand that. I know that. But by and large, how in the hell do we get $600 billion though? And less than 6% of us stay in the community. How does that happen? That's not an economic condition. That's a spiritual condition. You got the money flowing through your hands. So it's a spiritual condition. And that spiritual condition is a result of the Holocaust of a slave religion. That's the only way you make a people work against themselves. And everybody can come in our community and make a good living. And we will support them. And when some of us organize against them, the rest of us, oh, you can't hate nobody. The Bible says that we must love. It ain't personal, it's business. You don't bring emotion into business. Not when you're dealing with those folk. We bring emotion into business when we deal with each other because we have to deal by certain principles. We don't do business with an African the way you do business with an enemy and a foreigner. You don't do business with your own people the way you do business with a foreigner. So these Negroes said, oh, well, you know, brother, you know, beat me out of line money, you know, along the way. Well, you know, the principles of business. I said, the only thing to keep me from choking your behinds, I'm trying to stay around until my children get through school. But other than that, I'm going to jail for your butt. You still can tell me something like that. And I did. Before I knew it, man, I had one cat hanging off the balcony. I don't even know how I got the strength. With one arm. Telling me about what business. I'm going to show you business. You going to act like a European, I'm going to treat you like one. We never are supposed to do business, and I didn't plan to go here, but somebody in here need to hear this.
Oh, yeah.
The Spirit is talking now. Never do we do business with each other the way we do business with our enemy, and we do not do business with our enemy the way we do business with each other. We do not show our enemy any mercy.
All right.
We don't show any mercy.
Good.
While smiling and shaking their hands, you never show mercy. You're always going for the kill.
All right, the jugular.
The jugular. But never with your people do you do that. How in there should not be one foreign business in our community that can thrive for 1 second. For 1 second.
$1.4 million.
And believe me, if they can't make no money here, they're going to get their butt up out of here. When you decide that in your mind, when you carry that message to other black people and say, you are committing a sin against God.
That's right.
God does not want you to trade with the enemy. I can give you some Bible text for it if you want. Do not marry them. It's in the book of Deuteronomy. Do not marry them nor their daughters. Let them marry your daughters nor marry their daughters. Do not mingle yourself with them. And even kill their cattle when you conquer them. That was way out there. That's in 1 Samuel. You don't read the book. If you read it, you do like Nat Turner.
Yeah.
Take care of business.
Colin Ferguson.
And Colin Ferguson, whoever takes on for compensatory retaliation.
Take them out.
And like Elijah, when he slayed the 450 prophets of Baal, he wasn't playing. The Spirit of God was on him. He took the sword and went to work. Blood was flowing all out in the river. Get that tape, Great African Warriors of the Bible. My time is winding down now. But brothers and sisters, I tell you, we can, we must, and I believe that we will. Because I believe in these people. And nobody can make me mad at you. I swear they can't. But I don't love anybody more than I love you. I couldn't. You're all I've ever really loved in life. Because you are me. And there have been times I tried to escape from you. I really did. I tried to go somewhere else. I did. When I was younger and didn't have good sense, I tried to go somewhere else. But good, bad, or indifferent, it ain't nothing like bloods. Ain't nothing like black folks. When we are acting our true selves, there's nothing more beautiful. There's not an energy that is sweeter and more precious than when we are ourselves with one another. And oh, my brothers and sisters, I ask of you to make it your business to each and every day of your life to reach out to your brother and sister and express your love, your care, and your concern. Not only verbally, but in all you do. To be patient with brother and sister with the deaf, dumb, and the blind. Even though you might have to put your foot in their behind. Be patient, because they are your own. They belong to you. We have a job to do. We have to release them from the Holocaust madness of the slave religion. Religion means way of life. It's from the Latin, to be bound to. Our people are bound to the depravity. They are bound to the evil, demonic ways that this devil has put on them. And each and every one of us must be an evangelist, not for Jesus, not for Muhammad, not for any of that, but you must be an evangelist for your African soul. And you must reach out to redeem the African soul. Closing out now on the question of love. In my book, God, the Bible, and the Black Man's Destiny, which has over 800 biblical, scientific, and historical facts on the African origin of the Bible, Jesus, a black man, God, black, all that stuff is up in there. How the Bible was messed over and all of it's in there. And many are using it as a textbook in many places, and I'm glad to know that. And that's the one that I tell you all we only got a few of, so make sure you copy yours, all right? I'm going to quote from 3 people here. As a matter of fact, I may quote from 4. You've heard it before, but it's always good, because you go and hear this stuff in church every Sunday and sing it. In fact, y'all look like zombies up in there sometimes. You're so programmed to Amen. Look, I've got just a blank expression on your face. Now you tell me who said this. I'm gonna bring you some gospel now, some good news. And you tell me, who is this the gospel according to? If there is no struggle, there is no progress, you ain't gonna get shit. In the tradition of Dr. Ben, you ain't getting diddly squat if you don't struggle for it. You just ain't gonna get it. So stop asking the Lord for it. Leave the Lord alone. Mother, father, energy too busy working with people trying to do something. Your butt ain't gonna do nothing. So leave it alone. Until you get involved in struggle, you ain't gonna get nothing. It's that simple. Those who profess the faith of freedom, y'all be talking about, I want to be free. We shall. White man, hand in hand together. Malcolm said, peace be upon him. You singing right there with the man beating your butt. When you were involved in the revolution, you were too busy swinging. I mean, singing. Those who profess the faith of freedom and yet appreciate agitation. Be nice, man. You're too aggressive.
Right.
Often need to shut up. They're gonna make your people mad. Often go up in the courtroom. Judges be quaking on their benches.
That's right.
What law school did you graduate from? Such and such and such, open the book up on them.
True that.
They don't play with them. Maybe often need to stop that. We'll lose the case. Mumia shouldn't have acted the way he did. Some one Negro had a nerve to say.
Oh, no, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Here he's standing up like a man, letting them know you don't have the right to judge me. This is not right. He's protesting what is wrong. Jesus told Pilate that. Oh, you sing about it every Sunday. But Mumia shouldn't have done it, some Negroes say. Those who profess the faith of freedom and yet appreciate agitation are like men who want crops without plowing up the ground. They want the ocean without the awful roar of its mighty waters. This struggle may be a moral one, or it may be a physical one, or it may be both moral and physical, but there must be a struggle.
Big butt.
Power concedes nothing without a demand. It never did, and it never will. Men may not get all that they pay for in this world, but they must certainly pay for all that they get. That is the gospel according to Frederick Douglass. I know y'all getting the answer and you want to go. We must realize that talking about love does not change our problems. We get all emotional when we get to talking about the wife. But I listened to Kennedy's speech that time just before Medgar, the night that Medgar was shot. And I found myself crying. I said, nigga, what's wrong with you? This man is responsible for the death of Lumumba, had something to do with the death of King.
Tried to get Castro.
And tried to get Castro. What you sitting up here crying about? Because he said some pretty words? And I had to fall on my knees and say, Lord, please cleanse my soul of sin. All have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, including Ishakamusa, Barashango. Pray for me. But it can sound so good to us that we get emotional. These is good white folks. They gonna help us. I'll take any help that they put up. Because they even don't try to get me to be grateful. You owe me. And it's going to do you as much good to fight this wicked system as it's going to do me. Because the ones on top don't care nothing about you either. But I don't care nothing about you either. But you do what you got to do. You can sing what you're overcoming. You can talk about redemptive suffering. But neither of these will change. Will what? Your earthly condition. And I don't care how spiritual and religious you think you are, you're concerned about your earthly condition. If you don't have that color TV, you're concerned. If you can't get that cable, your cable won't cut off, you get concerned. If you don't have that ride, you get concerned. If you can't buy that suit or that dress you so now, you get concerned. They're gonna cut them lights off, you get concerned. So it doesn't change your earthly condition. We have to concern ourselves with justice, not love. Who is that the gospel according to? The gospel according to Jaramogi, Surgeon Jaramogi, a surgeon formerly known as Albert Clee. Just two more. In order to survive, we must know God. The one thing we don't want to realize or recognize, we do not want to see white folks as what they are. An enemy. We don't want to see them that. But you have to analyze it. Who else would treat you like that? And don't jump into, well, niggas can treat you bad too. Yes, we can, but we're conditioned to do that. There's a lot of difference. There's something I can appeal to in you. There's nothing I can appeal to in them. Now, I'm going to be cautious as I appeal to you because you might have grieved the Holy Ghost too, see? It might be going out of you. And what did Jesus say? That's the unpardonable sin, to grieve the Holy Ghost. And see, you don't know what Holy Ghost means, so you walk around thinking it's some spooky thing. It's that spirit, that energy, that love that you have. Once you lose that for each other, you done lost your humanity. And you're lost, and you're dangerous. In order to survive, you must know your enemy. As Dr. Mario Badelli tells us, we must understand that he is a relentless animal. He will not stop. He will not stop. I don't care what kind of law you get him to pass, he'll find a way around it.
All right.
I don't care what you get him to agree to, he'll find a way to break the agreement. Ask my brother Redman.
That's OJ.
Hey, yeah, ask OJ. I didn't want to bring him up.
Well,
he got himself in that mess. To know your enemy is to know that you cannot depend on him to do for you that which you must do for yourself. White folks are not going to get you out of this condition. They got you in it, but they are not going to get you out of it. They will never do justice. In order to do justice, you have to have justice in you. And this system was not set up on justice. It is not founded on justice. A just system does not build more prisons than it builds schools. A just system does not put more money to imprisoned people than it does into educating, feeding, and providing medical care for people. There is no justice here. None. Manipulate the system whenever you can.
that's right.
But don't expect justice.
Right.
Just realize that you didn't get justice, you outfoxed the fox.
All right.
That's all a good lawyer can do, is outfox the fox.
That's right.
Ain't got nothing to do with law and justice. Lord, I'm trying to close.
Why?
We must struggle for freedom. No one will give it to us, and that is the gospel according to. If you had read God, the Bible, the Black Man's Destiny, you would know. Yours. I did some gospel writing too. And the last one, and I know you will recognize this great saint. When I say saint, I don't mean perfect, but I mean doer of good deeds. And anybody who put their life on the line for us has done the saintly deed. There's nothing more saintly than that. So they become our saints. As Alton was saying, we have to have a place, our hall, that we enshrine our saints, those who gave themselves for us, that we canonize our African sainthood. Power is the only argument that satisfies man. There's no satisfaction if you ain't got no power. If you're powerless, you're not satisfied. You can party all night long. You can even make love all night long, although I find that impossible to find out. But anyway, I don't care what you do. You will not be satisfied as long as you are powerless. And as long as you are powerless, you will punk out. And when you punk out, you will turn on yourself and each other. That's what powerless people do. That feel they don't stand a chance against the enemy, that sees the enemy as being awesome and indestructible. And that way I know you don't believe in the Creator. Because there is no force on this earth that is greater than the divine energy that brought this planet and every other one into being. I'm connected with that. I'm connected with the baddest outfit in the universe. So I'm not scared of you. And I'm an African that understands there ain't no such thing as death. I I just move on to another level of existence. You threaten my life, you ain't scared of me. And you gotta take that attitude. And one thing that your enemy can't stand, they don't know how to deal with the people who are not afraid to die. I'm not saying just throw your life away. But when it comes down to a purpose that has to be served, you gonna pump me out? Or my life might be given up in the fight? Hey, let's throw down time. As Dr. Ben said, I'm taking somebody with me. Power is the only argument that satisfies man, except the individual, the race, or the nation has power that is exclusive. What is that word? You don't get it from anywhere else. It comes from you and your connection with your Creator. It doesn't come by the auspices or the will of anything or anybody else. It is born out of you. That's exclusive power. That it means that that individual, race, or nation will be bound. If you don't have this power that's exclusive, what will happen? You will be bound by the will of the other that possesses this great qualification. We cannot live side by side with white folks without one of us being on top. It is impossible. It just does not happen. We're going to hold it together in peace. Niggas, would you all please stay off the TV discussing racism? I am so tired. Racism is alive and well in America. And we want you white folks to know that, nigga, what did you think you got to remind white folk of this?
Armstrong Williams.
You're wasting time and energy. This, ever since we came in contact with each other, we have been in conflict. Most of us don't know we're at war, but we are. But I don't want to be at war. I want to be happy. Whether you want to be or not, you are. And the worst thing that can happen to you is to be at war and you don't know you're in a war. Everybody got their weapon and shield but you. You out there with your party clothes or your ball and backers, you think you're going to the game. Other folk out there with their weapons and stuff. Young white boys, 5, 6 years old, being taught how to shoot and on target and all that, and rifle clubs and everything. Y'all riding around in 90s and boom boxes. They're putting together a war machine and you run around in a playpen.
Put your pants down.
Man, what do you think about them Yankees? What do you think about them Cowboys? Yeah! Nigga, is that all you can talk about when you meet another black man? Is the game and white folks know what to talk to you about, too. They don't come to you talking about what's the latest thing on the stock market on the Dow Jones. They don't come to you talking about that. They come to you talking about the game or some sex joke. Because that's what they think of you. And you should tell them, hey, look, I ain't got no time for that place, though. White boy. You go play. I got to do man's work. I got to protect my women and children. I got to gear up to fight. Get that foolishness away from around. Now you might lose your job, but you know.
We'll lose it anyway. Only a matter of time.
Please learn how. Go get the skills. Don't just open up a business. Just go get the skills. Open your own stuff, please. Now I slipped and said the word HIT. That's HIT. I can't get away with certain things that Johnny Youngblood and Dr. Ben did. And I may have offended some people, but it just seemed to fit right there. And I didn't mean to be vulgar or anything, but it just seemed to fit right there. And I want you to get your SHIT together. A lot of y'all sitting up in here 5 years from now, I don't see you going nobody's job. And you got to prepare yourself for that. all the goods and services that our people consume. And you not only have the businesses here on this net, worldwide net, you got the whole globe to do business with. If you don't make it here, get the hell up out of here and go to some country that will appreciate your skills. Get off this plantation. But get off them plantations. Get off them. Well, not everybody's suited to run a business. You may not be. Then get a group of 5 of you together, pick out the one that's suited, and the other 4 of you pool in and back them until they can employ you. It ain't like this ain't been done. It's not like, and we used to do it when we first came off those plantations because we knew all we had was us. We had businesses everywhere. All up and down in Harlem, we had them. All in D.C., everywhere. We had them, and then came integration.
Right. Integrated right.
So it ain't like you can't do it. And you already got a wealth base, the church.
Well,
I'm finished now. I'm coming down. Man is not satisfied or moved by prayers or petitions. You can't move a human being with that. You may get God's attention, but you can't get human beings' attention. He's not satisfied by that. But every man is moved by the power of authority which forces him to do even against his will. I'm interested in power. I don't want them to like me. I'm like, oh, don't like me. Because you like me, you don't respect me. But you dislike me, but I'm using a power force to make you do even against your will, to get from you what I'm supposed to get from you, then we got a good deal going. We got a good relationship. We got a basis upon which we can work. Who is that the gospel according to? Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Brothers and sisters, I love you. And I don't say that lightly. I love you with every fiber of my being. And I want for you the best of everything because I want it so bad. I want power. I'm power hungry. And I can't get it without you. Now I got a selfish interest here. I can't get it without you. It just cannot be done. And when I get it, I want to have somebody to share it with. And the only people I want to party with is Africans. Because they're the only ones that know how to party according to the laws of